Hello and good evening everyone. Once again, we are here at the LOR Online League Season 2021 brought to you by Tarmac Works. And guess what? This is the final round. We are at Suzuka and of course, here is a track map and I do like Suzuka a lot and I'm pretty sure JV will like it too.
Yes, Suzuka is another one of those really amazing tracks. It's 5.8 kilometers with 18 turns, and usually there are some parts of the track that I really especially like, but there are also some parts of this track which I also don't like. But as a driver, particularly the S's and 130R, very easy to mess up there.
That's like my favorite part of the track because that is where I gain the most places, to be honest.
Yeah.
Very messy track. I think that we will see a lot of incidents tonight. It will be very fun. Let's look at the pro standings. Of course, Avila Bahar is leading the standings. I am pretty sure he will lead the standings all the way throughout the night, but you do think that Fadli Rahman might have a chance here, mathematically speaking?
Yeah, well, mathematically speaking, Fadli Rahman is still in contention for P1, but of course that would mean that Avila Bahar messes up in some way. But of course, as we've seen in the previous races, he's been doing pretty well, winning literally every single race.
Yes.
Fadli Rahman is just behind. Meanwhile, Nigel Trial also mathematically possible to catch P2, but again, they have to mess up big time to lose those positions. So
that's right.
Yeah, most important is to stay consistent.
That's right. And now let's look at the amateur standings. Gugun Wiranto is doing very well, and of course he is helping to keep Indonesia in the top standings. Of course, we will take a look at that later on, but the amateur standings actually is quite exciting.
Absolutely. Gugun Wiranto has been doing an amazing job. He's been leading the AM standings for quite a while now. So really all these drivers need to do at this point is to keep it consistent, try to avoid some incidents, and they should be wherever they are right now. I'm saying it like it's very easy, but to keep consistent is also another challenge.
Yeah, it might be easy for you, but Fikri Askar might have a chance, mathematically speaking, to take the top spot in the amateur standings. Now, let's take a look at the Nations Cup standings. Of course, Indonesia is way in the lead because, as you can see,
with the help of Avila Bahar and Fadli Rahman.
That's right, and not to forget Gugun Wiranto also in the amateur standings. So, well, honestly, what do you think mathematically is even possible? What's up with the mathematics tonight, Javier?
I don't think so. I think Indonesia has already won it. Malaysia is also with 80 points. I think that's being carried by Nigel and Boykit. Singapore and Thailand, however, are still quite close.
That's right.
They still can catch each other. Singapore is on 44 points. Thailand is on 34 points. And again, Thailand only has one driver, which is
Tanatip.
And they're already
doing
fourth.
quite well.
Yeah, they're already fourth in the Nations Cup standing. So that is quite a commendable effort.
That's right. It could be interesting if, let's say, no Singaporean does any better than Tanatip, and we see, Thailand go into the third spot. So it looks to be quite exciting. So let's turn into the qualifying round.
There you go. Once again, for those of us that have not watched our previous streams and are their first time here, there are two classes, the amateur classes and the pro class. So the amateurs have already completed their laps. So with the remaining 15 minutes of qualifying, the pro
So right now we are looking, and what I can tell is, it looks like Tanatip. Tanatip is doing quite well, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he's quite fast. We've seen him going pretty fast in free practice, topping the times in free practice actually. So that is quite interesting to see. But Nigel again is also quite fast in the Mercedes. However, I think the Mercedes does struggle a bit because of the understeery nature of the car. I have been watching Tanatip's laps though. He is very good on the S's. He's keeping very close to the apex, something which if you actually compare to the Mercedes, you don't get to see that because the Mercedes just understeers a lot and it tends to go a little bit wider, but the McLaren really follows the curve very nicely, which is what you want to do at the S's.
That's right, but the thing is, for me, I do prefer driving a Mercedes through the S's as well as 130R. I do enjoy the brute force that the Mercedes offers, and there is a bit of snappiness when it comes to, let's say, the 720S in a track like Suzuka. So it is, to me, more challenging somehow as a novice, sketchy driver, unlike you, Jivilai, the professional when it comes to sim racing. But yeah, that's the thing. I do think that it does require some sort of talent and some sort of skill when it comes to driving the 720S around a track just like Suzuka. Now we're looking at Tarmac. It just dropped into P4. We still have 8 minutes left to qualifying. It should get... Oh, wait a minute. I just saw the leaderboard and now he's in P1.
Wow, he's just gone a 158.9 and we only saw him doing 159s in practice.
That's
so
right.
I think you see the first driver to get in the 158s. I think we will be seeing more of the 158s.
That's right, we might be seeing more of that because it looks like Nigel Shaw. Let's see what corner is this. I can't really tell. Is it after 130R, before 130R? No, he's coming to the end of the main straight. He's coming into the main straight very soon. So perhaps Nigel Shaw might score something quite interesting. He's in P27, which is unrealistic. So let's see if he crosses the line. And well, let's see. And I guess he's going for his hot lap right now. I just got a little bit too excited, but this could be quite interesting in the next 2 minutes.
The Mercedes is doing a fantastic job. Once again, it's got the power, it's got the acceleration, just very understeery. So it might struggle a little bit at the S's. Let's take a look at Tarmac again. He has dropped down to P3 already. As you can see, Fadli Rahmat is now in P1 with a 158.5. That's a phenomenal timing.
That's right, with Vila Bahar just right behind, with 200th of a second just behind. The thing is, JMX is very strong, but clearly JMX is, well, they have it in the bag really, so possibly we might see a better fight in the P3s and P4s later on.
Just some drivers to point out here. We've got Arvind Taruna in P4 and Takuma in P5. So they are in some pretty good positions right now. There's still 7 minutes remaining.
That's right. It looks like Tarmac has stopped. Perhaps he might go for another round. Now Wukit is, well, in P9. I'm not sure if he might get something quite interesting as he crosses the line very soon.
1.5 seconds off. I think he is about to cross the line.
That's right. No, there we go.
Oh wait, I think he just built.
Yeah, he's just built. Looks like he's not particularly interested in setting an interesting time. Now we're looking at Muhammad Tasbih. We've seen quite an interesting drive from Muhammad Tasbih. Do you remember? I can't remember. Was it Monza when he had a little bit of a mess up and just spun by himself?
He was in a pretty good position.
That's right, he was in a very good position. I think this was Monza. Was it Monza? Do you remember that particular incident where he...
yeah, I kind of recall that. I'm pretty sure it was Monza as well.
That's right. So perhaps he might put in a very interesting time very soon.
He is P11 at the moment. This kind of looks like his out lap, going pretty slowly, not particularly hot lap pace. So I think he's just trying to warm up his tires just to make sure the tires are on optimum grip as there is 6 minutes remaining.
Now, just to mention, Nigel Choi is now in P5. He is on his hot lap. I am sure he's going through what looks like the end of the S's. And
hold on, Wukit is right behind. So okay, never mind. It seems like Nigel has built on that hot lap. I was thinking if Wukit is right behind, he's gonna get the slipstream on the straights, so that is not what Nigel would want. Jay Wong, another driver who has shown that he is very, very quick. He's in the Porsche. He's P9, 1.2 seconds off pole. I think it's still quite early into qualifying. Although I think the faster timings should be appearing sometime soon. There is 5 minutes remaining, as you can see, going around. Now under the bridge, this is quite a tricky section. As you can see, exactly what happened to Jay Wong. There's a little bit of oversteer on the exit because the green painted areas are not exactly very grippy. But that is where you want to be to
That's right.
get yourself a good exit. Just you have to be careful that it might be a little bit slippery.
Yeah, I do like that corner a lot because if you set the car correctly, it almost sort of falls into place just before the bridge right there. So as you can tell, I do like this track a lot. I spend a lot of time on it, not physically of course, in sim racing. So
We would love to be there physically, isn't
that's
it?
right. I mean, I would like to believe that I'm there physically right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for you motorsport fans out there, I think you would have known by now that
That's right.
well, the Japanese Grand Prix has been cancelled. So of course, we are running here at Suzuka to try to lift some of that.
Really, huh?
Yeah, the
You think
Japanese
so?
Grand Prix atmosphere.
Is that the case? Because this is not really the Grand Prix now, is it?
No, not particularly, but
Well,
have a taste of it.
it is a bit unfortunate, of course, that F1 is not happening at Suzuka, but I do like when F1 goes to Fuji, which probably we'll never see in a long time to come.
We haven't seen Fuji in a while.
That's right, now we are looking at Shortcut Takuma. Let's see if he sets an interesting time. This is quite impressive from the GMX junior driver. Perhaps he might set something quite interesting.
This is surprising because we are in the final round. Oh wow, look at that.
He did make a slight difference, I mean about 300ths of a second improvement. So perhaps it could be quite interesting as the minutes go down. Fadli Rahmat is still in P1 and it looks like Avila Bahar has entered the pits. Perhaps Avila Bahar is done with his hot lap. I'm pretty sure that even if he comes out, he may not have the time to, well, pretty much complete a full-on hot lap. Now, let's look at Fadli Rahmat. It looks like he's going in quite hot. Perhaps he just wants to secure his P1 position because Avila Bahar is of course 200th of a second behind. Although I don't think that Avila Bahar is going to go for another round because he just entered the pits and probably has exited
Actually,
right now.
he just exited the pits.
There we go. So perhaps he might try again.
Actually, Fadli Rahman has already put in a fantastic timing. A 158.5 is seriously ridiculously quick. So to see him to be able to improve even more, it's going to be quite interesting to watch because I think 158.5 is already like one of the fastest that you can go already. He's really pushing it. If he goes even faster than this, I will be surprised.
Really, huh? Well, that's quite interesting. So let's see if Fadli Rahman actually pushes us up. It looks like he's going through 130R right now. Perhaps he might put in something quite interesting. Just 1 minute and 45 seconds left to the end of qualifying. Of course, there will be a countdown later on. But let's just see if he manages something interesting tonight.
Right, I think this is about to be the end of his hot lap. Let's see if Fadli Rahmat will be able to improve as he is on the main straight. He's about to cross the line.
Let's see if he makes some sort of improvement, and it looks like he is staying the same. I didn't see much a change really in the difference between Avila Bahar and Fadli Rahmat. It's still 200ths of a second. Nigel Chua is crossing the line very soon. Perhaps Nigel Chua might also improve on his time. Let's just see what's going on. And it seems like it is still the same.
That was 2/10 slower than his fastest timing.
That's
so
right.
fortunately, he does not improve there. Arvind Taruna is seriously doing an amazing job in the Bentley. We don't, he is really at the top right now. He's P4. He's just behind the top three. Where did he come from?
That's right. So it looks like Muhammad Tasbih, if he might be going for another hot lap. There's 30 seconds left, but we do have a countdown before the end of qualifying where everyone gets booted out and everyone gets on the grid to go racing very soon. Now look at that. He's going a little bit sideways. It looks like he is pushing for something here.
Oh, you can see the front tires moving. He's really struggling there with the understeer.
That's right. I am pretty sure he's not going to try. He's probably going to go straight into the pits right now.
So that's one thing many drivers struggle with at the S's. It's the understeer. But the thing about the McLaren is you can see the McLaren, the drivers driving the McLaren, they are very close to the curbs.
Let's see. So possibly Andrea Bisky might push for a better lap time. We only have 1 minute and 47 seconds left. So Well, we have come to the end of qualifying pretty much, and as you can tell, we have a very impressive time from Fadli Rahman. Actually, if you think about it, from P1 to P3 as well as Tanatip. Tanatip is also in P3, 158. Everyone is doing 158, which is a very impressive time, don't you think?
Yeah, to get onto the podium, you have to be in the 158s apparently, and Fadli Rahman has got a purple first and final sector. Nigel Chua just stealing the fastest for the middle sector there. So, well, interesting qualifying.
Yes, so very interesting qualifying. Looks like we will have some very interesting racing later on. So let us go and show you some stuff from our sponsor. Right, we will go racing very, very soon. Now, what do you think will happen tonight?
I'm not very sure actually. I will be taking a look at 130R because 130R is very interesting. It's not as easy as F1 because F1 they are very light. It's high downforce. They can take 130R flat, but not so much for GT3 cars, which are very heavy. They do have aerodynamics, very strong downforce going through 130R, but not as much as an F1 car. So you kind of have to lift a little bit and then get back on the power once you navigate through 130R, especially if you are on more fuel. It's gonna be a little bit more oversteery. You might snap.
That's
You
right.
may or may not see that happening later in the race.
That's right.
So they have to be careful.
The thing is about 130R, it is quite an interesting experience, that corner, because I think in sim racing itself, it is quite exciting. And even if you're a novice or perhaps have no interest in racing whatsoever, if you go through 130R with the guidance of, let's say, a Javier Lai, you will find an absolute thrill, because you really sort of fight with your senses when it comes to 130R. It's an uphill pretty much, and then it flats out, and then you have this left-hander which comes in very quickly. You have a very big runoff, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But if you mess that one up, it becomes quite spectacular, if you ask me.
I think we might see a few drivers going on the safe side and just going wide. But again, there are 3 cut track warnings. If you exceed those 3 cut track warnings, you will get a drive-through penalty. And because this is only a 30-minute race, the moment you enter the pits, your race is, well, gone. So you want to avoid getting any sort of penalty. So running wide at 130R is an option. Just watch out for track limits. Of course, 130R is also very tricky because if you were to run a little bit too wide, you send yourself off into the runoff. If you were to clip the inside curb, your car may or may not fly. So actually, it's something that even during practice, it's quite scary, especially on higher fuel. The car just snaps and you try to correct it. It flies from the barrier and it flips the car.
Yes, it is of course we are laughing because it is a little bit of an inside joke, but we are going racing very soon. So let's see what happens, well, in a bit. Now, the interesting thing is that Suzuka looks like a track that can't support 40 cars. But it can, if you ask me.
You will be surprised.
You will be surprised how much it can handle, well, World Challenge cars as well as GT3 cars and GT3 racing. It is a very technical track, one of the most exciting tracks to me in the modern day of racing. So we are going to do, the formation lap essentially, and let's see what happens very soon.
Right, let's take a look at the grid here. P1, Fadli Rahmat. P2, Avila Baha. Once again, a JMX front row. But, however, it's Fadli Rahmat who has secured pole position for this round. Previously, we have seen Fadli Rahmat on pole before, but Avila Baha is the one that goes on to win the race. So will it be different this time round? We are not sure. Tanatip in the other McLaren, he's in P3, followed by Arvind Taruna in P4 with the Bentley. A very, very good lap by Arvind Taruna. Good job to that guy. Nigel Choi in the Mercedes. He is the fastest Mercedes. But then, of course, the Mercedes, it's got good power. So I think he wants to make full use of the slipstream whenever possible, because it's not particularly very good in the corners. It's very understeery. Followed by Takuma, P6. Abireski in P7. So that is followed by, those two are the Astons, am I correct? Yeah, those two are the Astons, followed by P8, Nabil Tasbi, P9 in the Ferrari, the fastest Ferrari so far. And finally, to wrap up the top 10, we've got Jay Wong in the Porsche.
That's right. It should be quite interesting. I can't wait till. I'm pretty sure there is a camera that will be set up later on. Do you think it will be in the first S's or perhaps it will be 130R? I don't know actually. I haven't spoken to the team behind this. What do you think?
I think the first corner will be quite interesting because you really have to get your braking right. Trail braking is very important going into turn 1. If not, you will spin off. That is a very common mistake. It's a very good track to practice your trail braking, especially for the first corner, because you're entering at very high speed and you're turning. It's the same thing as which one was it? Misano.
Yes.
You're entering the corner at very high speeds and you're also trying to turn at the same time. So you normally that's not what you want to do. You want to brake in a straight line and then turn, but with Suzuka, that is not possible. You have to brake, trail brake, slowly letting off the brakes and then turn into the corner to navigate that corner as fast as possible. Actually, if we take a look at qualifying earlier, I'm surprised that the gaps are quite huge. Actually, to be honest, I think only the top 6 were within 1 second of pole position, which is quite surprising to me because it is the final round. It is the last chance to pick up some points and wrap up the championship. So I thought maybe these drivers would be pushing a little bit harder. I'm not sure, is it because of the nature of the track that makes it quite challenging, but yeah, only the top 6 managed within 1 second of Fadli Rahman.
That's right. Now we are going through 130R. We will start racing very soon. It will get quite exciting in just a little bit. So if you're not familiar, 130R is right here. This is where which Javier says he hates this part of the track because it is quite scary. Yes, it is, because if you're trying to win and be fast, really you sort of have to fight with yourself and make sure that you lift at the right time and not go flat out.
Even with GT3 cars, I don't think we will be seeing any Fernando Alonso round the outside shenanigans here, since we are in pretty heavy GT3 cars.
That's right. So front row, JMX, Phantom. We are going racing in just a little bit, going to cross the line. Well, the rest of the grid is going through Casio Triangle right now, and
not sure what's going on in the third row there. They seem to be a little bit far back from the second row. Not sure how they're lining up, but the rest of the grid seems to be lining up pretty well. They need to cross the line first. We're waiting for the lights to go green.
That's right, and the lights will go green and we'll see some green flags, and let's go racing now. Of course.
There goes Tanatik is looking at the gap.
It looks like Tanatik is coming from the inside in between. Oh no, he's going from the outside. A little bit of tap to the JMX Phantom driver in front, and it looks like there isn't a mess up. It looks, wait a minute, is that Jay Wong? He has Jay Wong dropped back? That looks like Jay Wong, because it looks like a green Porsche. I'm not too sure because it looks kind of small from that camera, but yes, the thing is, out of the S's, it looks like JMX Phantom is right up ahead and Tanatip is in P3.
No, actually, Arvind has just gone for a move down the inside of Tanatip.
That's right, and now, Taruna is in P3 even though the leaderboard hasn't updated, and Tanatip is in P4 right now. This is getting quite interesting.
That was full send going into turn 2. He was right on the inside. He saw the gap and he went for it.
No, the JMX car. That's one of the JMX cars that went off.
Oh no!
I can't tell who it is. Who is that? Unfortunately, that is
hold on, we've got
dear.
Tasby and one of the
Tasby is
JMX.
a little bit of touch. Well, I need to find out which JMX car was. Wait a minute, what's going on here?
There is a lot of action going on at the back, but it seems like, as of now, it seems like that's Avila Bahar at the front.
Oh dear, that is a very, very bad mistake. I'm pretty sure we'll see a replay of that later on, perhaps.
Yes, indeed, that was Avila Bahar in front. Now Fali Rahman has somehow spun off.
Yes, that's right. So the thing is, the GMX Phantom P1, P2 lockout that we've seen in the last 4 rounds, pretty much 3 rounds, well, that has been broken as of now. So P2 is anyone's guess, really. Because
remember earlier I mentioned someone has to mess up. Now that is one mess up. Now Fali Rahman is second in the championship. That means Nigel Chua does have a chance at stealing the second spot in the championship, provided Fali Rahman does not, gain back too many positions. Yeah, but I think Nigel, he needs to get more of those positions to secure that.
I just saw Tanatip sort of pull out. I'm not sure if that's a defensive line against Nigel Chua. Perhaps it is. Now this could get very interesting because I have a feeling everyone realizes that JMX Phantom is not at the front. There is a possibility that someone might get P2. This might be a big fight, and well, we're only 27 minutes in, and pretty much who's going to get P1, P2, P3, the podium spots. We do not know. It could be anyone, really, as of now.
Arvind Taruna is one happy guy right now. He is in P2. He probably wasn't expecting this. So he was. That was a pretty good quali lap for him. But now, with Fali Rahman, who has spun off, he is P2. I think he is. Yes. He must be ecstatic right now.
That's right.
But
now,
of course, let's hope the pressure does not get to him because it's still 27 minutes of the race.
That's right. The thing is, whereas JMX Phantom are very used to be up front, well, Taruna may not be as used to that. Look at the gap, of course, that he has behind him. Look at the traffic that he has behind him.
And there seems to be a little bit of a train there.
That's right. That could be quite, not something that you really want to see when you look into your mirrors, to see a whole train or GT3 cars right behind you. Whereas you just look at Avila Bahar in the JMX Phantom, McLaren just pulling away. Currently, of course, the gap is 2.8 seconds between Avila Bahar and, of course, Taruna in the Bentley in P2.
Now, if we're looking at the championship here, and if I were Nigel Chua, let's look at the replay.
Let's look at the replay. This is very important. The thing is, I did mention that I thought it was Jay Wong. Was it Jay Wong?
Yep, this is Jay Wong.
I think he spun out in turn 1. There we go. That was Tasbih, wasn't it? Yes, but I didn't. Oh dear!
No, he's collected one of the Bentleys from Java Sim.
That is unfortunate. No. Now, I didn't really look at who did that. Was it Jay Wong who turned into Muhammad Tasbih or not? I'm not too sure. Don't want to make any initial judgments. That is very unfortunate. That is very sad, actually.
Yeah,
but it just means that, of course, the top spots in the podium is pretty much wide open.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need a little bit more perspectives to see exactly what happened there. Was it Jay Wong who moved, or was it Tasbih who, Wow, okay, that was very unexpected because Jay Wong has been very, very fast. He has proven himself to be very fast. He has been in the top 10, but unfortunately that is a race over for him. He's all the way down at the bottom now. It's P17. It is very unfortunate.
That's right. It is very, very unfortunate.
Now, as I was saying earlier, actually, if I were Nigel Chua, and because Nigel seems to be in a good position to try and steal second for the championship here, I would be happy that Arvind Taruna will be.
Let's look. Oh dear, this is the pretty much what happened to Fali Rahman. Let's see what's going on. Oh dear!
Oh no!
That is not good. We did not see that. We didn't know what happened because all we saw from the first camera during the actual race was that, well, pretty much it was just Fali Rahman who has spun out. But it looks like
and I was just saying Arvind Taruna is going to be ecstatic. Well, probably not.
Probably not.
I think he knows a penalty might.
That's right. Oh dear! Look at that.
That is one of the Bentleys.
No, that looked like Arvind Taruna. Am I wrong?
No. I think that's a different Bentley.
Oh yes, that's a different Bentley.
Yeah, that's a different Bentley that has spun.
Yes. So the thing is, I'm pretty sure he's feeling the pressure right now because that was just not breaking enough, and we're collecting into Fali Rahman. Really very unfortunate. I'm pretty sure Fali Rahman must be quite mad. In fact, Let's see the replay. There we go. That's really.
I think he must have misjudged his braking there.
That's right, and of course we rarely see Arun Taruna in the top spot, so perhaps he's feeling the pressure at that point, and he has pretty much pitted one of the major players when it comes to the podium in the last 4 rounds.
Absolutely. Now look at how close Nigel is to Tanatip. He's right behind the rear diffuser of that car. Really very close. There is still 23 minutes remaining, and unfortunately Suzuka, being a little bit narrow for GT3 cars, it might be a little bit difficult to overtake, although we might see a few overtaking moves on turn 1, because it is very high speed, hard braking, so that is the kind of overtaking opportunities you would like to see. Now we've got one of the Porsches here who is trying to attack one of the Mercedes. Is very close behind. Let's hope they don't mess up.
That's right, it could get quite interesting now. I'm getting a little bit confused here what's going on, but it looks like there is a battle here for P10 and P11. It looks quite sketchy.
Oh dear. That was too close for comfort.
Yes, Ilham Shakil thankfully pulled out just before collecting into Andres Wolf.
Now that was what Arvin should have done.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I think
exactly.
I think he just entered a little bit too hot.
That's right. That is definitely what Taruna should have done. I think that is more gentlemanly to.
So hold on, we've got side-by-side action here on the right side of your screen. The Porsche is on the inside. Is he going to go? No.
No, he's not going to go.
They just closed. Oh, hold on, and they.
Oh dear.
Oh no, that is one of the Porsches, and he's now we've got the NSX and the Lamborghini fighting with each other.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, there is quite some action going on here at the back.
Yes, quite a bit of action, but the thing is, surprisingly, we're seeing a lot of action at the front. Also, now Nigel tries in P6. Not too sure
what happened
here.
to Nigel? I thought he was right behind Tanatip.
That's right, and I don't see Tanatip also. There we go. Tanatip is in P3 from the looks of it.
Oh no, this is not good for Nigel, because I'm pretty sure he wants to make full use of the situation that has just happened earlier with Fadli Rahmat at the back right now. He is in P21. I think Nigel will want to try and get maximum points to try his best to steal P2 from the championship, and now
That's
P6. I think it just might not be enough.
Yes, but the thing is, one thing I can say is that Nigel Chua is quite consistent.
Yeah, he is very consistent.
He is very consistent, and he's keeping up with the front pack for the pretty much all rounds as of now. He hasn't messed up. I don't remember if he has messed up. I'm pretty sure he hasn't, and it could get quite interesting. Let's look at Fadli Rahmat currently
This is Fadli Rahmat,
19. Very unfortunate. I'm not even sure if he's going to try anything as of now, or he's just going to take a little Sunday drive, even though today is Wednesday. Very bad joke.
Do take note that you only get points for being in the top 10. So I think the top 10 would be the target for Fadli Rahmat here to try and salvage some points, whatever he can get. But obviously we've got Nigel, who's a very fast, very consistent driver.
That's right.
He's in P6. I think he should be looking to grab back some of that positions to steal the championship away.
That's right. Now we do have Muhammad Tasbih, who is right behind the Ferrari. They're going through 130R. Hopefully there aren't any incidents over there between the two of them. I just hope that they don't tangle, because if they do, it just means that again the top contenders for the podium spots will be lost.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay of what happened.
I'm pretty sure this is what happened to Nigel. Yes.
Oh, he just clipped.
There we go. He went. Oh, there we go. He managed to catch that drift.
He
managed to catch, and he just lost 2 places really because of that. Because that looks like something that won't mess anyone up.
Not too bad.
Not
for
too
a mistake
bad.
Like that.
Not too bad. He's pretty much doing a Formula Drift instead of Legion of Racers Online League. But thankfully, he does have that skill, and I think he is still in to win it, because it is 19 minutes left. He still has quite a bit of time, a little bit of catching up to do, but I'm pretty sure he'll do quite well. Now let's look at Abila Baha, enjoying pretty much sitting in P1 until the back markers come.
Yeah, I think we may or may not see a few back markers here. Hopefully not.
That's right.
Because I think
Hopefully
he's in a
not
good
now.
position right now.
The thing is, Fali Rahman is going through quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah,
Essentially.
look at that. I was talking about it earlier, how the McLarens are able to follow the curb so nicely. That is what you want to aim for. But if you take a look at the other cars, that's not really what happens. You see the cars understeering through that corner and not so much following the curb. Now,
Yes, that's
whatever
right.
you saw just now, following the curb very nicely, that's exactly what you want to do. And that is something that I noticed the McLarens are very, very good at.
Yes, of course, I do think so. The thing is, I think one thing that I noticed, of course, is not just how the McLarens are going through the corners, is just how agile and how snappy they are through the corners. Now, we are looking at Fali Rahman, the small screen on the right. I must mention that usually Fadli Rahman has to deal with traffic later on, but now he has to deal with traffic 17 minutes into the race. Unfortunately, going to 130R with quite a, who's it, Andreas Wolf perhaps in front of him?
I think he's gonna have a bit of dirty. Yeah, I don't think that's Andreas Wolf.
Yes, that's right, it's a Mercedes. It's going on the outside, he's trying his best.
Oh, there we go, he's got the inside of the next corner. Is he gonna know? Door just closed. Oh, but
Door just closed. The thing is a
exit.
little bit sideways there for Fadli Rahman. The thing is, I'm pretty sure he's taking all the risks
Round
here.
the outside of the final corner.
He is taking all the risks here to, try and get in contention, perhaps be in the points, but the points are pretty much, about 8 positions away.
Ron Kilo is defending for his life here. He knows Fadli Rahman is fast, but he is doing a fantastic job at defending from that position. Look at that McLaren.
Yeah, you can see the clear distinction between the drivers who are at the top spots, such as Fadli Rahman, and how they attack. It is quite aggressive. But I do think, because he has so many places to cover, that perhaps he might just make a mistake later on. Could get quite interesting.
Let's see what happens here. Now Fadli Rahman is still battling for P17 here, but it's very, very good defending by the Mercedes. But once again, Suzuka isn't a very easy track to overtake anyway. We've got Muhammad Andri Abreski here in P4 now. We may or may not see a few moves here by Nigel because he has been catching up. He has built a gap for Muhammad Tasbi already, and he's right behind the back of the two Astons there in front of him.
There we go.
There we go. That's Fadli Rahman, who has successfully overtaken the very defensive Mercedes. I think that was bound to happen eventually. Fadli Rahman is a really class driver. Now, hold on, we've got one of the JMX Junior cars going defensive there in that Aston. Nigel is right behind the Aston. He's really trying to pressure the Aston here into a mistake. Now let's see, is he gonna be able to go for a move in turn 1 because he's got the slipstream actually. Now Fadli Rahman is making even more places. He's already up to P16.
That's right. Now the thing is, perhaps some drivers are giving way to him because I'm pretty sure it's smart enough for them to know that the fight is not with Fadli Rahman. So it's much easier to just let him get in front and perhaps they can gain some sort of slipstream from that.
Yeah, because battling with someone that is not exactly at the same pace as you might end up losing more time actually.
Yes, I do think so. So it's smart of some of the drivers to sort of give way to Fadli Rahman. Now we're looking at Nigel Chua. Perhaps he will make some differences later on. We are just only 15 minutes left into the racing. It looks like Muhammad Tasbih, now just from the video alone, it looks like Tasbih, yes it is, he's not as close as before.
Look at that, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 car train right behind the Aston of Abreski here. So we might see some action here, may or may not be happening. It's a 6 car train. Nigel may or may not be making some moves here because we know that he's fast. Tasbi is also behind, challenging Nigel for the position. We'll see who is more consistent, and whoever's more consistent will prevail, I believe.
Yes, and the thing is, Nigel Shaw is quite consistent. Now, he is very consistent, and for some of these drivers, it could I mean, seeing this livery, this Tarmac works, Munai's livery behind them. Well, I think I do like to see the livery, if you ask me, but I think if you just see a Mercedes just sitting behind you all day long and it's not giving up, I'm pretty sure you feel the pressure, especially when the gap in front of you is just disappearing.
Oh, hold on, look at that. Nigel is right in the slipstream range of the Aston. And Aston going very defensive. Now Nigel is on the outside line. Does he have enough of that slingshot effect to get past the Aston?
That's right.
Let's see. Is it going to be side by side, side by side?
He's running on the curb. Perhaps he might try again through the S's. Unfortunately, he has lost that position.
Great defense by the Aston there, pushing Nigel a little bit wide. That is Takuma in the JMX Junior car. The JMX Junior team has been doing a fantastic job, to be honest. They have been in the top 10. They are, well, you know, JMX Phantom is a spectacular team, and it seems like their junior team is doing a great job as well.
That's right, they are spectacular. I cannot deny that. It's clear cut, especially because what JMX Phantom has done in the last 4 rounds is quite spectacular. Now let's look at the gap between, of course, what it looks like. Just looking at, well, we're back to Fadli Rahmat.
Oh, hold on, he's still in P16. I think he is stuck behind some of the cars here. Oh, that's Jay Wong.
That's Jay Wong.
We know that Jay Wong is a fast driver. However, he is behind one of the
amateur drivers.
Lamborghinis here.
That's right. There is quite a bit of pressure. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stress here because suddenly you realize the people who are in the top spots are right behind you. I would give way.
To be honest, this is not something you normally experience if you're fighting with the guys at the front, and now to see the guys at the front behind you.
Yes,
I think it's quite stressful. But
it is quite stressful.
Let's see how well he
I'm
can.
just afraid that, let's say,
hold on, Jay Wong is
go,
down the inside of the Lambo.
It almost looked like that driver was turned in. You know, because the thing is, when it comes to the pro and amateur class, it almost seems like it's a totally different game that they're playing.
Hold on. Is Fadli Rahmat trying to go for it?
It looks like he is going for it, but he's almost ignoring the fact that he has a Lamborghini in the middle of him. The battle now is with Jay Wong and Fadli Rahmat.
Oh, there we go. The Lambo has just given way.
That's right, into the Casio triangle. Thankfully, the Lamborghini has given way. He should, because these two guys will never give up.
Well, we've got some action here because now Fadli Rahmat is within slipstream range of Jay Wong. Jay Wong in the Porsche going very defensive the way to the right side.
Fadli Rahmat is not giving up. He's just pulled out and he's going into the first corner, taking the outside. Perhaps he will come in front. He has. Now it could get quite interesting. There's a little bit of that. Absolutely unfortunate for Fadli Rahmat, who actually came out up front before he entered into the second corner, and he has completely lost it, all the progress that is made in the last about 10 minutes.
Now Fadli Rahmat has been taken twice already in this race. If I were Fadli Rahmat, I would not be happy at all.
I did mention that perhaps, something that he would get into a tangle. I'm pretty sure he will, because the thing is, the challenge, or rather the drive that he's had in the last 4 rounds has been quite clean up till the blue flags come out. So this is serious pressure, and if you ask me, well, just look at him just cutting again.
He is recovering positions again. This guy, he never gives up. Take a look at this. It's fantastic at racing attitude here. He doesn't give up, even though he's been spun out twice already, but he doesn't give up. You see, he's already back up to P18.
That's right. Now, perhaps he will come back up and put up the fight again.
That was very close.
Running wide. Shoka Takuma right into Casio triangle. Oh,
no, that is very close there.
Not collecting into Takuma there, and right into the final corner, into the main straight.
We saw them going very close to each other at 130. Not
sure. That's the thing. It looks.
He's within
let's see. Nigel Choi is coming out. Perhaps he might go on the outside again. Will we see another Fadli Rahmat and Jay Wong here? Thankfully not.
There you go. Unfortunately, just not enough speed to carry the car around the outside of the Aston. But well, he is defending for his life right there. He's got Nigel Choi right behind him. Suzuka once again isn't a very easy track to overtake, so I think he would want to make use of it.
Let's look at the fight between Fali Rahman and Jay Wong. As you can see, Fali Rahman going on the outside and clear cut. He is right in front.
He's made the move already.
Jay Wong comes in, collects into him, and then he completely loses it. Very unfortunate. It looks like Fali Rahman almost got it there, but then
I think he has already gotten it, but I think unfortunately seems like Jay Wong seems to have let off the brakes there and gone into the back of Fali Rahman. So two cars have already gone into the back of Fali Rahman. There is some serious, I think there would be some serious damage to the back of his car.
That's right. Oh, there we go. What is going on? Muhammad Tasbih has touched and collected into. Well, that was really unnecessary coming from Muhammad Tasbih. That was clear cut, I felt. Unnecessary. I mean, that
was completely avoidable.
Completely avoidable. It looks like Muhammad Tasbih, all he had to do was just hold on to the brakes a little bit more. I really feel
tough day for the guys at the front. It seems like quite a number of them are being taken out right now. We've got Jay Wong who got taken out at the start, and then we've got Fali Rahman who got taken out, and then now we've got Nigel who's been taken out again.
Yes, the thing is, there we go. He knows what's going on.
He knows he's made a mistake and he's giving that position back to Nigel.
That's right.
In the hopes of avoiding some sort of penalty. We will leave that to the stewards. But yeah, Tasbih recognizes his mistake and has given the place back to Nigel. But unfortunately, the damage has been done. Nigel is down to P8. Yep, Nigel is down to P8, right behind Wicked in the McLaren and Dafan Nabil in the Porsche. Very, very unfortunate there, because I think Nigel will want to make full use of this opportunity while Fali Rahman is at the back to try and steal the championship away from him. But
a little bit of Formula Drift again from Nigel Chua. Looks like he's getting quite excited, perhaps. But
I feel like his tires will be worn out at this point. I think there would be some sort of I think there will be lots of flat spots on that car. I think that the tires are basically square at this point. He's already spun like twice.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure it might be his tires, but perhaps he's also quite tired because he has battled pretty much a very stressful race, because going sideways is one thing, being pitted is another, and now he is back, not where he started really, P8.
Now let's take a look back at the front. That's Avila Baha still in P1, but that is Tanatip in P2.
Oh, I just noticed that. That is very good.
That is Tanatip in P2. Let's take a look at the replay from what happened earlier between Tasbih and Nigel.
A little bit of tap. Clear cut. It almost felt like I can't really tell. I didn't see any throttle indicators over there. But
it seems like Tasbih had a bit of a better exit, but that was completely avoidable. Honestly, he could have just let off the throttle.
That's right. And the thing is, we saw it ourselves, because before Tasbih collected into Nigel, we sort of expected that something was going to happen. We were already holding our breath.
They were very, very close to each other. I think Nigel was trying to attack the Aston quite a few times, but unfortunately without much success. But I think that has dropped him back a bit. So then Tasbih started catching up because he wasn't quite far back. Actually, it was within 1 second of Nigel. So then unfortunately they got a little bit too close. I think Tasbih was trying to get that exit because that is there's a bit of straight after that corner, so you want to make sure you get your exit right. So I think we got a bit too excited there on the power.
That's right. Pretty sure he got a little bit too excited over here. So let's see, Wicked. Did he mess up earlier on? No, that was Jay Wong, isn't it?
No, that was Jay Wong. Yeah. Wicked is still climbing his way. He's watching all the chaos unfold right in front of him. But so far so good. Like I mentioned earlier, you have to be consistent. And it seems like Wicked has been doing a good job staying consistent, making sure he does not get into any incidents. And I think that has paid off. He is in P7. There is still 4 minutes remaining, 4 minutes and 40 seconds to be specific.
That's right.
Anything can happen. We've seen lots of action throughout this race already.
Yes.
Tanatip in P2. That is because we didn't actually see Tanatip really fighting for positions. He was just making sure his laps were consistent, keeping keeping it smooth, keeping it clean, and that obviously has helped him out because he is in P2 just simply by being consistent.
That's right, and good for him because he is flying the Thailand flag really high in this race. I'm pretty sure he'll get some good points here, but the thing is, of course, he's the only Thai driver and he is getting all the points tonight. Now, the thing is, the race hasn't ended yet. We still have 3 minutes, and you must not forget, there are back markers that are going to come up, and that could get quite interesting. Let's see the replay here.
This is, I think, Fadli Rahman. Oh, dive down the inside.
Oh, well, looks where. That's not too bad. Actually, he managed to get it back over there.
Unfortunately, a slight tap. I think Fadli Rahman was really just going full send to try and regain some of those positions, but I think it's a little bit too late now.
That's right. Now, I must mention that, of course, usually you see JMX Phantom in P1, P2, but now look at what the JMX junior drivers are doing. The two of them are doing quite well, Dafa Nabil as well as Shokat Takuma, both of them in P5, P6. Well done to them.
I would say this is a really, really good effort by these guys. Really, really good job by the JMX
Looks like
team
Fadli
here.
Rahman again is with a Lamborghini, and he's going to try and go and get some points. But I just feel that something will happen.
Hold on down the inside of the Lambo. Is there space? Is there actually space? No. Yep. There we go. He has backed out of it. It didn't look like there was space.
I am on the edge of my seat right now. I do think that something might turn out to be a bit ugly here through the SS. It's getting a bit close, especially when you have the Lexus right behind, going on the outside. I can't watch this really. This is quite scary.
Now this normally isn't Fadli Rahman's territory
That's
here.
right.
Because this is not.
There we go. A little bit of
fighting
tap.
at the front.
A little bit of tap on the Lamborghini.
Just to let him know he's right behind him.
That's right. Just to let him know. Whoa! Did I see the 720S a little bit sideways there? It looks like
kicking up some dirt there. Oh, look at the exit speed compared between Fadli Rahman and the
Lamborghini. Yes, that's right. We're back to Fadli Rahman. Avila Baha enjoying a 7-second gap from Tanatip. Of course, behind him is a back marker. Don't get confused. He's really enjoying his race, isn't it? We are 1 minute 45 seconds left into the race.
As you can tell, all the drivers that have been very consistent, that have tried their best to avoid incidents of any sort, they are at the front. That's why obviously keeping consistent here is very important here. Oh, hold on, what's this?
Oh dear, side by side
here.
Through the SS, perhaps.
Oh,
thankfully that was quite clean.
Yeah, that was actually quite clean. It kind of seemed like for a moment he just gave the position to him because I think he took the outside line. Not sure if he entered a little bit too hot. So then Wicked saw that gap on the inside and he just went for it. And wow, that one final lap overtake by Wicked to go up to P6. Nice one.
That's right. 1 minute left into racing right now. I'm pretty sure Avila Baha doesn't have to go for another lap.
Hold on. There we go. Back markers.
Back markers. The thing is, it's back markers. And where is he now? He's going into 130R from what I can tell.
No, this is not 130R.
This is not 130R. Apologies, fellow viewers as well as JV Live, for my inconsistency and inexperience. But it looks like Avila Baha is right in front. Looks like he won't have to go for another lap, as you would know.
He's got a very big gap right now. All he has to do is drive to the finish line. He's got such a huge gap from Tanatip. 130R is smooth. That's right. There we go. Muhammad Antri Abireski and Shokat Takuma here in P4 and P5.
That's right.
There you go. I think the timer will run out before he crosses the line. That is it. This is the final lap. Avila Baha is about to cross the line in P1, and well, that is your LOR Online League Season 2021 season champion, Avila Baha from JMX Phantom.
That's right. Congratulations to him. He has done a tremendous job.
Hold on.
What is going on?
What just happened there?
No, that's a back marker, isn't it?
Is it?
It is a back marker, or is it not?
Is it? That kind of look like.
I'm a little bit confused.
That look like Abireski, who has gone wide and given that position to Shota Takuma.
That's right, it is. You are right.
Oh,
but of
no.
course, Shota Takuma from JMX Junior.
Wow, JMX Junior P4. I would say this is a very, very good result for JMX Junior.
It is a very good result for JMX Junior. Not the best result for, of course, JMX Phantom. But in total, this is quite a tremendous race. And
Look at that, and Tarmac in P2, by the way, the
That's
only
right.
Thai driver, and well, just by being consistent, he has finished P2 on the podium. Fantastic job by Tarmac. That is your season champion here, Abdullah Baha from JMX Phantom. Alongside him, Tarmac, who is the only Thai driver in this league.
That's right.
So this is your top two,
That's
followed
right.
by Arvind Taruna in P3. Well, he has crossed the line in P3. However, with that incident with Fadli Rahmat, we are not so sure he will be classed P3 at the end. Shota Takuma in P4, considering that there may be a penalty for Arvind Taruna, that might be a JMX Junior podium. May or may not be. We will see. Muhammad Abireski P5, Wicked P6, Stefan Nabil P7, Nigel unfortunately in P8 after spinning twice, Tasbi in P9, Andreas Wolf in P10, and that is your top 10.
That's right. Now, I'm pretty sure some of the drivers will be feeling a little bit down because the fact of the matter is this, especially Fadli Rahmat, if he kept right in front, if he didn't get that little touch, was it?
Yeah, unfortunate, very, very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate
for Fadli Rahmat. I think he
Yes.
would have wished for a much cleaner race there. But I think the championship standings should be the same because Nigel is only P8 and I don't think that is enough points to overtake Fadli Rahmat. So that would be Avila Baha, who has won the LOR Online League season 2021. Congratulations to him, and I think Indonesia has also won the Nations Cup as well.
Yep.
All thanks to Avila Baha and Fadli Rahmat from JMX Phantom.
As well as Gugun
Spectacular.
Wiranto.
Good, and
Yeah.
Gugun Wiranto as well.
Yes, that's right. Now, we saw some quite, tremendous racing really in the last 5 rounds. I have been on the edge of my seat as well as Javier Lai, and some of you, I'm pretty sure, will be too. But of course, you can stay tuned for more because Legion of Racers, of course, will have something to announce in October, which is very soon.
So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys next time, perhaps.
Yep.
Good night, everyone.